following is a special presentation of WEDU Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota.
The simple serenity of horses grazing on the land. A picture of peace. A world away from their former lives.
Hey, beautiful man. Hey.
Melanie and Jim Bowles have rescued more than 120 horses in the last 15 years. Gentle beauties who have endured lives filled with unimaginable pain.
All the horses at Proud Spirit are here because of the fact that they've been abused, neglected, abandoned, or injured. But the saddest thing about it all is that they're unwanted. And that's what breaks my heart.
You're a pretty girl, Ruby.
They've come to the right place. A place called the Horses of Proud Spirit Sanctuary. This husband and wife are dedicating their lives to mending what others nearly destroyed. Their stories as varied as the animals themselves.
Hooch came to us about a year ago, and he had belonged to some people that were extremely abusive. They were trying to teach him to pull a cart, and he was terrified of the rigging, and they just did all kinds of horrible things to him. When he first came to us, we couldn't even touch him. We couldn't get within 50 feet of him practically. We just left him alone and let him come to us, and he's doing really good, and he's becoming a really great little member of our family. You're gonna be okay, aren't you, buddy? My little velvet nose. Yeah.
You're a good boy. Yeah. There you go. Good boy. Yeah.
Phoenix arrived at the sanctuary little more than skin on bones. His frightening first-day photo reveals a horse teetering on the edge of starvation.
The day they brought Phoenix down, he was just a rack of bones. He's probably in his mid-20s or so, and usually when you see a horse like that old, you don't know if they're going to come back or not. He hadn't been fed in a long time, and we were real unsure how he was going to come back. He's come around real good for a horse that was just abandoned.
Wrangler is here because of a prank. He's a little man with a big personality.
The guy that owned Wrangler before he came here received him as a birthday gift. He had never had pets before. He lived in a house, and some of his buddies one day, I guess they thought it'd be funny to buy him a pet, and they got him a miniature horse.
When Wrangler bound onto the scene, he quickly earned the title the Tiny Tormentor.
Oh, when he arrived, it was unbelievable. Here's this little itty-bitty horse that barely comes up to your knees. It was hilarious how he would just strut up to a full-size horse and terrorize it, basically. We didn't know what we were going to do with him or where we were going to put him, because even though he thought he could take on a full-size horse, the reality was that he couldn't. And one swift kick from a bigger horse, and, you know,
Send him flying.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here, Wrangler. Come here.
Wrangler isn't the least bit interested in measuring up to Jim, who towers over him at 6 feet 4 inches.
You're a rude boy.
Melanie couldn't have found a better partner than Jim to share her vision. Together, they handle every chore on their 50-acre ranch in Mayaca City, home to 36 beloved horses, mules, and donkeys, and 9 absolutely adored dogs.
Oh, you're all muddy.
many also former castaways.
A normal day would include picking up the manure in some of the paddock area in the pastures, keeping the stalls clean. I try and do all that kind of stuff, sweeping out the aisleway here to keep it clean. I love it. This is something that gives us a lot of joy, and all the work we put into it really doesn't even seem like work.
Call it what you want, there is always plenty to keep the Bowles busy.
We have 36 horses here on the property. Every day, they're brought into a central paddock, and then each one is rotated into the barn. Go right in the stall, Hawk. Right in the stall. Good boy. They're given their grain. They're all checked over. We groom each and every one of them. We fuss over them and give each one a little love and snuggle with them a little bit. Good boy. Well, it's all right.
Melanie Bowles' passion for horses began 2 decades ago.
Hi, beautiful man. I just was intrigued with them, and just out of the blue one day. I really don't even know what the motivation was. I wasn't horse crazy as a kid, and I didn't know how to ride. One evening cooking dinner, I just said, I want to get a horse.
Pretty much she just said she wanted to get a horse and never had one before, and then I told her go ahead. That's when she started looking.
To wipe your face.
The search to buy her first horse set Melanie on a path that would change her life.
You're a good boy, aren't you? Come here. I went out to different barns looking for horses, and actually was pretty shocked by some of the things I saw, some of the way some horses are forced to live, and the neglect. And one of the most upsetting things to me was the lack of concern for their emotional well-being, not providing them companionship with other horses that they so desperately need, not providing enough room to move around, which they so desperately need for their physical health and emotional health. You know, they're such amazing spirits. They're such amazing animals.
The inspiring spirit of these animals, beaten but not broken, provided the inspiration for the name, the Horses of Proud Spirit Sanctuary. Rescuing horses isn't Jim and Melanie's only calling.
We both work at the fire department. I'm a battalion chief and a paramedic. I've been there 23 and a half years. Work for the Sarasota County Fire Department. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else for a living. It's something I love to do, and I enjoy going to work every day.
I'm a firefighter EMT. I'm on the line. I ride the ambulance a lot, and I've been there a little over 18 years.
Saving lives, humans and horses.
You're all right. You got the gate, Jim? You're all right. Well, it's okay. Yeah, that's kind of scary, isn't it? It's all right. Shh.
Melanie's medical know-how comes in handy every day, but she never hesitates to call in veterinarian Mark Davis.
Mel, just tell me what's going on. What have you been seeing in this horse here?
Ever since he arrived, he's losing the hair from his eye watering so much. He's definitely got some conjunctivitis going on.
Davis has been doctoring the animals here since the sanctuary began.
The level of commitment and the passion that the Bowles have for these animals, I've just never seen. It's unparalleled. It's been a real sacrificial kind of a lifestyle that they have really bought into. And it hasn't been something that after a year or two, you know, the excitement is gone and you go, oh my goodness, I want to bail out. I mean, they're in it for the duration, and this is another thing that has really, really drawn my respect and my admiration.
Owning a horse can sound like a great idea, but a growing problem is a lack of commitment.
We're seeing it more and more as people, especially down in this particular area, as they move from the city and they really want a little bit of the country lifestyle. Just about all of them will buy a couple of horses, and then they realize, you know, it's more than just some sort of a little fantasy that they've always had. It requires hard work. It requires time every single day. There are expenses, with veterinarians. There are feed bills and so forth. And so people lose interest very, very quickly.
I just don't understand that. This has been a family member to you. Make the commitment to these horses. We wish we didn't ever have to bring home another horse, ever. We wish there was no need for rescues or sanctuaries. And if people would make the commitment and educate themselves and understand what they're getting into, maybe there would be no need for Proud Spirit.
You're a good girl. You're a pretty girl, aren't you?
Ruby and Dixie, two charming little fillies who are lucky to be alive. They are among a group of foals spared instead of being sent to the slaughterhouse.
Horses are slaughtered for a variety of reasons. The European market for meat as a food source is in high demand. Over 70,000 American horses are slaughtered every year. A major portion of the meat is shipped overseas to end up on someone's dinner plate. A lot of people are startled to hear that.
And a lot of women don't realize horses are killed to make a popular hormone replacement drug called Premarin.
Believe it or not, urine is an ingredient in Premarin, and that's where the drug name comes from, pregnant mare urine. Thousands of mares are kept pregnant, and their urine goes into producing hormone replacement therapy. These mares, obviously, are giving birth one after the other. The foals are simply a byproduct of this industry, and these foals go to slaughter by the thousands.
150 Premarin foals were rescued by a group of volunteers. All of the babies were put up for adoption.
There were two that didn't get adopted, and Jim and I took them, so we had them shipped down from Canada. Two beautiful little girls. We decided they needed some good Southern names. We named them Dixie and Ruby.
The two Southern belles are doing just fine and dandy.
Boy, that's something else. Couldn't even touch them when they first came. Huh. Yeah.
When a horse is abandoned, sometimes local law enforcement must figure out a solution. Manatee County Deputy Rob Henderson has turned to Melanie and Jim enough times that they've become good friends.
Hey, Rob, how you doing? You good? Hey.
Hey, Rob.
How are you?
Great. Nice to see you.
Good. How's all my guys doing?
Very good. Everybody's doing great. The one boy's putting on weight nicely, and
Good. That wound healing up?
yeah, he's adjusting really well, and he's made some buddies, and we're really glad he's here.
Good.
Hundreds of thousands of horses are believed to be abused, neglected, or altogether forgotten every year in this country. Some are literally dumped anywhere.
We got the call because a horse was walking down the roadway. And it was an older horse. More than likely, someone didn't want it anymore, so they loaded it in a trailer. They came to the intersection, let the horse out, and left.
Some of the horses' owners gladly give them up. Others are saved just in the nick of time.
Max had spent his entire life working on a cattle ranch, and he worked hard all his life helping to bring in the cattle of a huge 1,000-acre ranch, and he started to get arthritic, and when he was no longer able to work, the owner of the ranch just wanted him taken out back and shot. But it makes me so sad to hear about horses like him who have just given and given and given. And the place that he should have been provided his retirement and been allowed to retire is the place where he served all his life. And it's just so sad to me that that's the solution, to take him out back and shoot him. And, you know, he deserved however many years he had left to just be a horse. He deserved that. And that's why Proud Spirit's here.
Max has had 6 years to just be a horse. No other demands have been placed upon him.
There's something very meaningful about not expecting anything in return from these animals who have given so much to before they came to us, and it's been the biggest blessing of my life. Yes, everything's fine. Door's locked. Weeds growing.
And double check that latch back there. Make sure that bottom one is.
Yeah, it's down.
There's no more room at Proud Spirit Sanctuary. They are maxed out with 36 horses. But that doesn't stop the Bowles from another rescue.
It's okay, Denny.
This horse is named Denny. He was abused long before Judy found him.
He's petrified.
Yeah.
He's just petrified.
It's okay, Danny.
After spending 3 years trying to reach out, Judy finally makes the heart-wrenching decision to give him up.
The rope, no, never goes near the top of his neck or over his back. He can't handle that. I think he's been lashed out at with some type of rope or something.
As frightened as Denny is, he quickly responds to Mel's soothing touch.
Good boy, Denny.
Everyone is tense, wondering if Denny is going to go willingly or go wild getting into the trailer.
Go ahead of him. All right, turn him around. Stay right here.
Keep him up there first. You should keep going forward.
Go ahead with the door. Move forward. Judy, turn around with his head. Honey, we're not. We're right here.
Just unclip him.
Just unclip the lead rope.
He's there. He's good. Nice
Boy.
Okay? Okay. It's okay, bud. Okay?
Okay. Did it.
You all right?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Went smoother than you
He's
thought.
going to a really good home.
I know it. I've got a few things to give you.
Okay.
I know he'll be better off.
It's okay.
Okay.
Where he needs to be, where he can just be a horse.
Yeah, it's what he needs. This is the best thing for him.
Yeah. Our busy life, small children,
Yep.
family, active barn, it's too much. Have a great life, horse.
Welcome to Long Shadows. And I told all the guys and gals this morning about you coming, and they said ho hum.
Carol Snyder is all heart and not afraid to show it. This isn't the first time Carol has offered a horse a home when there's a full house at Proud Spirit.
I know you're nervous. New voices, new places, new smells, new everything.
Carol can give Denny 60 acres of room to roam on her ranch in Arcadia. A new home, a new start, even a new name.
What are you going to call him?
Paolo.
Oh, cute.
With the new name and the new surroundings, he acts like a new horse.
I have never trusted anyone as far as placing horses the way I trust her.
Well, we think alike, don't we?
Well, there's a lot of people that think like me, but they don't do like me, and you're one of the few people who were truly kindred spirits. And
Yes, really. It was just out of the blue that we met, and we have the same love and passion for helping these critters. I've seen her work with people, and she'll do anything to take up for these horses, and that's what I admire most in her.
Time to show the new boy around.
If he was freaked about anything, I think it'd be the emu.
what a welcoming committee, an emu and a donkey.
Paulo makes his grand entrance into the pasture.
Look who's here!
Look at her. Get back here.
One little lady seems especially smitten.
Say hi to her. Turn around and say hi.
The rest of the herd appears thrilled with their new addition, too. Carol is content to simply provide Paulo with a happy retirement. So many horses, so many stories. So, Mel started writing.
It was cathartic for me when we brought a horse home to write about them. Initially, I never intended on it being published. And one day a girlfriend of mine was reading them over. She's the one that encouraged me to clean it up and put it in manuscript form and see if I could get it published.
The horse rescuer, firefighter, and EMT somehow finds time to also become an author. Her inspiring book, The Horses of Proud Spirit, has been out about a year, and Mel is tapping away on her second book.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been meaningful. And the proceeds from book sales are helping too with the sanctuary, so that's helpful too.
So yeah, that'll be about 400 that day?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'd be another...
Melanie and Jim figure they spend about $20,000 a year on the rescued animals.
Looks like we're probably at about $250 just in hay for this month.
So far?
Yep.
Wow. All right, so...
That's not including the feed.
Right.
Jim doesn't begrudge a cent. In fact, he even traded in his own dream.
I couldn't believe that he went ahead and sold it. It was his dream to have that bike, but that's where his mind is at. That's where his heart is at. Oh, I'm gonna cry. But that's who he is, and that's what he said. That the horses, these living creatures, are more important than a chunk of metal.
I wanted to make it happen for her, anything to fulfill her dream. She fell in love with horses, so that's what we ended up with. If she could have fallen in love with llamas, and I guess we'd have a llama sanctuary, but horses is what her first love was, and we both enjoy and love doing it. Let me get the gate for you.
Oh, what a guy.
What a couple of horse lovers. Owning and running a horse sanctuary definitely has demanded some sacrifices.
I can't even remember the last time Melanie and I have been to a movie. It's been probably 15 years.
We don't go out to dinner. I don't get $70 haircuts. I don't go to the mall, and we're not complaining. We're very happy with our lifestyle, but it's choices you make.
Both Melanie and Jim exude an easy confidence that they have made some very good choices in life.
To me, she is the most incredible person I've ever met in my life. She never, ever says she can't do anything or we can't accomplish anything, and when she wants something, she goes after it, and somehow it always works out and we end up getting whatever we need. And she's just an incredible person.
I think I am the luckiest girl in the world to be married to Jim. He is so selfless and so giving, and the amount of work, what he puts into this place, I started to say work, but it's really not work to us, but what he puts into this place is just, it's astonishing to me what he gives of himself, and especially when this initially started off as my dream, and we both just fell in love with the lifestyle so much. It just became everything we are.
Pretty boy. This is very rewarding and relaxing. I mean, at the end of the day, when we go in the house, we feed our dogs and we all sit around, and I mean, it's tiring, but it feels good. It's a good feeling when you go to bed at night.
Making a difference in so many lives. It surely must be Jim and Melanie's destiny.
Bringing home a horse in need is just uplifting. I think when you go through life giving back to the world around you, there's a sense of happiness that just comes from doing something without expecting something in return. I want to be remembered for the lives I've touched. There's a quote I just love. It says, saving one horse won't change the world, but it'll change the world for that one horse.
At Proud Spirit Sanctuary, they are changing the world, one animal at a time.